Just a robot.
If you have spent any time in the Versus community, you've probably heard the term no limits fallacy. But what exactly is a no limits fallacy? The short answer, the cancer of the Versus community. But the long answer goes something like this. Take Aku from Samurai Jack. He can only be killed by Jack's sword, which was made by 3 gods and 3 monks. But what about Link? His sword is also made by god energy. Could he kill Aku? Nope, because only Jack's sword can kill Aku. What about Thor? He is a god. If an item from the gods can kill Aku, then a god should have no problem. No again, because only Jack's sword can kill Aku. What about Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet? He could just snap his fingers and make Aku disappear from existence. Wouldn't work because you need Jack's sword to kill Aku. What about the one above all? He's omnipotent. Unless he can get Jack's sword, he can't do anything.
Now, due to Screw Attack, who said that Ganon can only die from holy weapons, that means because the one above all doesn't have holy weapons, that means the one above all can't beat Ganondorf.
Now, some of you might say in the comments section, didn't you steal that entire example from Tyler from the Imaginary Access? Well, to that I say no. He used Ganondorf. I used Aku. Therefore, it's totally original. But in all seriousness, guys, that is exactly what a no-limits fallacy is. Another good example is the 3 most popular characters used in Versus debates. Superman, Goku, and Hulk. Hulk has unlimited power because the more you make him angry, the more power he gets. Plus, he has a healing factor, so even if you manage to hurt him, he'll just regenerate. Superman has infinite power under the sun. Goku can just train to get stronger. Plus, he keeps unlocking more and more transformations. Seriously, it's down to 1 every 30 episodes. Now, all of these examples don't prove any of these characters have infinite power. They just have ever-growing power. However, some Goku fans and some Superman fans would argue that their character has infinite power. Goku used a Hakai to kill someone who was immortal, therefore it can work on anyone, even though the Hakai has been shown to have limits. Yeah, I know the Mango and the Animu are 2 different canons, but shut up. They were both approved by Toriyama. I've also heard some Goku fans claim that no one can land a hit on Goku while he's using Ultra Instinct. Even though that has been proven wrong, so... More famously is the Superman fans that claim that Superman has infinite strength because he lifted Spectre, even though if Spectre did have infinite weight, he would fall through the ground. And Green Lantern was the one who lifted him. But what about the Book of Infinite Pages? Well, Superman and Captain Marvel actually failed to lift it, and it was already floating before they got there. But hold on, Just a Robot. They moved it slightly into the center of the room. Are you serious? That's the thing about people who use no-limits fallacies. It's very difficult to change their mind. Well, that wraps up everything, guys. There's no one else I have to talk about. No characters. Not a single... Let's talk about Saitama. His fans always tell people that he's a gag character. And if you don't understand that, well then the joke just went over your head. And while he may be a gag character, what about people who have defeated gag characters? For example, Goku was equally matched to Aurelie, who's a gag character. She has even cracked the sun before. And in that same episode, it was mentioned that Beerus is immune to gag characters. Mr. Mxyzptlk is also a gag character, but he has been surpassed by Strange Visitor Superman. Also, the joke might not be that Saitama has infinite power. I mean, when the strongest guy you defeat can only destroy the surface of the planet, or a star, depending on what guidebook you go off of. Guidebooks that also say that Saitama has a limit. Personally, I always thought the joke was, what if a shonen protagonist started off with the power that he would eventually get at the end of the series? Like if Goku started off with Super Saiyan 3. Or if Naruto started off with Nine-Tail Six Path mode. So, how powerful is Saitama? Well, he is more powerful than Boros, but we don't know how much more powerful he is. Oh yeah, and the whole he can crack the universe in half with one punch, yeah, that's fake. But no limits fallacies are sometimes applied to characters who are not even gag characters. For example, Dr. Manhattan. His future sight is messed up through tachyons, and he was temporarily destroyed even though it only lasted for a few seconds. I also heard he could only stop a certain amount of the Soviet missiles. Don't know if that's true or not. I first heard it brought up by a guy who was arguing with this person who thought Dr. Manhattan was omnipotent. Guess what the Dr. Manhattan fan argument was? Well, how many of the Soviet missiles can you stop? And that's exactly the issue. Dr. Manhattan lives in a world where he's pretty much the only one with superpowers. No one's around to challenge his mighty power. In fact, no limits fallacies are used for pretty much every reality warper. Discord is nigh omnipotent, except for against the elements of harmony, Tirak, and the Changeling's throne. Magic Man defeated a human with barely any powers, so he can do anything. Except for he was banished from Mars by a guy who got KO'd by a meteorite.
Oh my god, Jar, it's a commenting on a meteorite, so everything you've said in this video is wrong!
And he also lost his powers to a woman who had no special abilities. Bill Cipher has infinite 11th dimensional warping power, but he was defeated by 2 old guys and 2 kids.
I see everything! Ow! Not again! Why?
Well, I guess destroying a small town proves you're omnipotent now. The bar has been set pretty low. And the last major group of people who use the no limits fallacy is the horror movie fans. I have seriously seen people who have unironically claimed that Freddy can beat people like Goku and Superman. What? He gets defeated by teenagers and young adults time and time again! Are you seriously saying you would rather go up against Goku or Godzilla or something other than Freddy? Really? Now, you know that Ganondorf clip I showed you guys earlier in the video? Well, that's from one of Diphonoid's videos. He recently did a fan-made video about me called Age of Just a Robot. It's a parody on the Age of Ultron trailer. Please go check it out. I'll link it down below.
String.